So, Prime Minister there at Kashi Vishwanath Temple. More than 40 ancient temples, in fact, were rediscovered, I would say, during the work on the project, and they were restored while ensuring there's no change in the original structure, has been one of the biggest takeaway of Kashi Vishwanath corridor, which was inaugurated last year. Prime Minister Modi there leaving the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Where does he go from here, Siddhant Mishra?
Well, he will head towards Banaras Hindu University, Maria, and there he is going to garland the statue of Madan Mohan Malviya, and after which he'll head straight to the VIP guest house, and his today's campaign will come to an end. He will have some closed-door meetings at VIP guest house. He'll interact with BJP party workers and senior ministers, those who are present here. This is what we have been told. Tomorrow, there are two rallies, we've been told, scheduled in nearby constituencies of Prime Minister, and after which his campaign will end for the state of Uttar Pradesh. Now, these are very symbolic pictures, Maria, that we are playing for our viewers. And, PM inside the same Kashi Vishwanath premises, which after his efforts only is being developed, and a new transformation is taking place, not just at for the temple, but across his constituency and across the Kashi Kshetra, which they call. So it is not just about one constituency, but several other districts also outside Varanasi. That is what they call a Kshetra, Kashi Kshetra. So the entire corridor is being developed by the efforts of Prime Minister, and it is entirely his plan.
Yes.
So they are confident. BJP is confident after today's roadshow, especially because there was a crowd of 3.54 lakh people in Prime Minister's roadshow, and all eyes were on his roadshow. So they are confident, but yes, some of the seats where people are from the OBC community or Dalit community, their caste equation matters a lot.
Yes.
And there where Samajwadi Party could give a tough challenge to Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay.
So Prime Minister is mostly going to cover those areas as well.
Yes. So talking specifically about Kashi Vishwanath corridor, remember only the first phase of this project has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister, and it has been built at a cost of 339 crore rupees. The first phase is spread across an area of about 5 lakh square feet, and it comprises of 23 buildings, but this is just the first part. In fact, the entire project is for around 800 crore rupees, and over 300 properties have been acquired to implement the grand plan. The city of Varanasi has changed and transformed completely. We have seen the transformation now visible on ground for all of us who have covered Banaras in the context of multiple elections, have seen how the city has changed in terms of decongestion, the cleanliness, and also the overall development of roads, basic infrastructure in terms of also electricity and power that has been there as well. Let me get a quick word also from Pranshu Mishra, who continues to be with us. Prime Minister Modi there on the streets of Banaras. There was a road show. There was a rally before that in Mirzapur, an important constituency that will be going to polls also on 7th. That is the final phase of the 7-phase UP elections. Pranshu, the Prime Minister is headed to Banaras in the university. It becomes important in the larger context. The reach out to the youth is important. We have seen particularly this constituency, which has been raising the voice and talking about the issue of unemployment.
Yes, that's right. In fact, in this election, Maria, you have also seen from the ground here that two brands are the biggest, factors on which BJP's entire campaign is depending. Brand Yogi and Brand Modi. Now, Brand Modi in itself is a larger phenomena, and we have seen it unrolling out all across Uttar Pradesh. But when it comes to this particular pocket in Varanasi, it holds a special significance. And I think, all this so-called annoyance over the issue of, say, the price rise, the unemployment, the other issues, I think it's only the Brand Modi which can actually, dispel out the concerns. And therefore, in this contest where we say it has become a very, tough challenge for the Bharatiya Janata Party, it's a tough contest, I think Prime Minister Modi's, brand image, his personal appeal, the way he delivers, the way he connects to the crowd, that has been one big aspect of BJP's campaign in this last leg. we are seeing it roll out in its full color, in its full vigor. How far it can actually impact, whether it can actually, carry forward further the BJP's inroads in this region, because even in 2017, despite these road shows, despite Modi magic, the matter of the fact was that BJP won only 29 out of these 54 seats, and still 11 seats have gone to the Samajwadi Party. This time around, the challenge is much more, and therefore there is a lot more stake as far as the brand Modi is concerned.
Yes, and Shivani Gupta is also joining me live from Varanasi. Shivani, in 2019 elections, we saw the emergence of the Modi voter. And this was the largely those who were beneficiaries, those who had benefited from the various schemes of the government of India. And that Modi voter believed in Brand Narendra Modi, and that voter had also that faith that if there are problems, he will be able to fix it. Is that Brand Narendra Modi voter still with the Prime Minister, or is there some dent here?
Well, if the 2019 results, Maria, are anything to show for, the BJP for the very first time winning a successive majority, and that too by bettering the 2014 mark, then that Brand Modi is very much still there. There's been the COVID period in between, but there's been ups and downs that the Prime Minister's image and the central government and state governments led by the BJP have taken, for example, here in Uttar Pradesh as well. Eventually, when I was on ground, I did not hear complaints about COVID period. I think that in itself is a success for both Yogi Adityanath and Narendra Modi. You're very right, there's a Modi voter, that's clear, that's still clear on the ground. There's a Modi beneficiary voter of the central schemes which were pushed extremely hard in Uttar Pradesh. It was Ujjwala in 2017, which was post facto considered one of the big reasons that the BJP won such a huge mandate, and it was purely on Modi face. There was no Yogi Adityanath at that time. So if we add 5 years to that, those schemes have not gone anywhere. The BJP says, if you talk to the BJP, minds behind the campaigns and the polling in Uttar Pradesh, they say that how will that voter go away from us when those schemes have only increased? When there is a center scheme, but there is also the added state schemes and the delivery of those schemes. For example, I have seen from my eyes the Mukhyamantri Awas Yojana. How many people have got houses, and the Yogi Adityanath talks about it. I have seen from my house the anaj that people have got free ration during COVID. And free ration could very well turn out to be the Ujjwala of 2022 because during the very tough periods of COVID, and people do say that it was tough, their businesses were off. They did lose their people, but they felt that at least the government helped them out. So that beneficiary voter is very strong. The BJP also believes that the caste calculations that the opposition is doing, hoping that the OBC vote will come away, it will not happen because they have earned that voter successively over the last decade. That voter needs to have something major to go away, to shift away from the BJP. So if you add that, the faith and the beneficiary voter, the BJP believes it's in a strong wicket. I'll just add one more thing, Maria. You talked about faith. I spoke to Yogi Adityanath before Gorakhpur went to polls, and he said one thing very interesting, कि development होता है, जो अपने हिसाब से कर सकता है उतना करता है, लेकिन जनता में ये विश्वास होना कि ये जो मेरा लीडर है वो मेरे लिए कभी गलत नहीं करेगा, जो करेगा मेरे लिए सही करेगा, वो बहुत बड़ा विश्वास होता है.
Yes, that faith in the government and the faith in the governance model